just the skyrocketing real estate prices. It's great for the homeowners, but for families that want to buy a home, it's almost impossible.
In the direction that we're going, there is no way that I will be able to retire and stay in my home state.
New Jersey is definitely moving to the right. I see it, and even if we don't succeed at this election, I think we will eventually become a swing state.
What the black community in Elizabeth is starting to see is that we cannot keep voting for the same party without any progress.
It's not a Democratic Party that puts American citizens first. It's a Democratic Party that puts America last.
Can New Jersey go Republican this election, this upcoming election? To be honest, I think we did 4 years ago, but I don't trust the last gubernatorial election.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Pressler. We are here at Gun for Hire in Passaic County, a county that for the first time in recent memory voted for Donald J. Trump.
The 2025 New Jersey gubernatorial race between Jack Ciattarelli and Mikie Sherrill is historic. Facing the nation's highest property taxes and rising energy costs, Scott Pressler's early vote action is galvanizing frustrated voters to support Republicans, many for the first time.
These are voters here in the state that I've heard from people even here that tell me, Scott, I'm forced to possibly move to another state because of the high property taxes, because of the high electricity bills that they have. And if I'm America First, that means that I have to help all of my beautiful Americans here in our country. And if I see people struggling, well, that's why I'm here to elect good people into office like Jack Ciattarelli.
Well, I really never thought it mattered. That's why I never voted before. But after 2016 and 2020, and I saw the difference between the 2 years and how Trump was blamed for things that happened when he wasn't even in office, and how 20 million more voters showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning in 2020, all of that just got to me. And, you know, I said to myself, like, if everybody says their vote doesn't matter, then no one's going to vote, you know? So I registered to vote right after, I registered to vote on Butler on July 13th. After the first assassination attempt, I registered to vote that day online. Like that was my it, was July 13th.
Well, they're looking at their electric bills. Gone up 20 or 30%. They have legislated very poorly in the New Jersey legislature. They've shut down 6 power plants. They shut down nuclear power, which is the cleanest of all energy producing generation, and they shut that down. And they're saying we're going to go with solar and wind. Well, it's not reliable. And so now we're buying electricity off the power grid from Pennsylvania, and they're burning coal power plants to give us the electricity. It's the whole notion of these windmills and the killing of the whales and everything else, it's a canard.
The fundraising that him and Mikie Sherrill are both doing, he's outpacing her, and I think he's on track to win. I mean, will it be tough? I think it will be. But if he makes the inroads that he did in 2021, predominantly with white, suburban, educated people, and if he can make the inroads that Trump did in 2024, predominantly with minorities in the more urban areas, Hudson, Essex counties, etc., I think that's the pathway to victory. It's combining his 21 loss with the 24 loss. They're two different coalitions.
The New Jersey Republican coalition spreads farther than its traditional areas of the state, and their message is resonating even in urban areas like Elizabeth, New Jersey.
A lot of times, what ends up happening why the Republican Party doesn't win in New Jersey is because a lot of times the Republican Party believes a lot of times that certain areas are just strictly Democrat and they're not going to change. But what happened this year is a lot of times I brought people into the communities that they believed were strictly Democrat, and they saw as they talked to the people, these people are willing to go with that side if you just talk to them. If you just explain to them what's going on. if you explain to them how to make change.
I mean, it's the people's decision. If they feel like if they want change and they want to see something different, as of course we've been a Democrat for 30 plus years, I guess, I'm assuming. So if the people feel like they want to see different and actually do different, or just, you know, have different people representing you just to see how the outcome would be, maybe we could.
If you look at last year's presidential, the Hispanic and the black vote put Trump over the edge. And it's not just the vote, you know, like, we genuinely care about the community and want to be involved. But we've fought a lot of battles to get involved. I mean, with the Republican Party, we've done events, tried to host events in Elizabeth, and the mayor shuts it down.
There's many groups that are around the state right now, registering new voters, getting independent voters to come out. And the America First Republicans, we have a strategy that is around engaging the low propensity Trump voters. What that means is there are tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 voters in the state that vote in presidential elections, and that's it. I had a friend to me just yesterday on the phone. Oh, I didn't even know there was a governor election. I'm laughing. I'm like, what? How do you not know? It's not a joke. Don't laugh. I vote for Trump every time, Mike. No.
Now President Trump and Jack Ciattarelli are working together in lockstep on the most important issues to New Jersey voters. That's stopping illegal immigration. That's stopping the perverted sex ed that they teach in the school. That's standing up for law and order. That's lowering red tape and barriers of entry and taxes. Jack and President Trump are in lockstep on that. So the voters are responding very favorably to it. And that is why all these polls now have the race even closer within the margin of error. I think it definitely is set and poised to flip.
I don't think New Jersey will survive another 4 years of a Democrat. We're already a sanctuary state. I know people that, I'm a social worker. I know people that are trying to rebuild their lives. They're trying to reintegrate into society and be productive. They can't, because it's for a one-bedroom apartment. A one-bedroom apartment is almost $2,000. If they work, they make too much to qualify for subsidies. If they don't work, they can't survive. All these things are being given to people who never paid into the system, who were not born here, who crossed the border illegally, and they're getting everything for free. That's horrifying to me. And then I'm supposed to pay for it? How is that fair? I have no problem helping my fellow citizens, but the whole entire world, we are not an ATM for every criminal and every person with their hand out in the world. We can't. It's unsustainable. We'll collapse. And New Jersey is collapsing under this weight. Our car insurance has gone up. Our utilities, our electric bills have gone up at least 30%. They say 20. No, it's way more than that. The housing, I think the average cost of a home in New Jersey is $450,000. What kid out of college is going to be able to afford that?
Although this is traditionally a blue state, there is a lot of frustration with state government. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. We need this change. Prices are going up. It's impossible to live here and buy a home anymore. And something needs to be done to bring down the heavy cost. Absolutely.
President Trump won towns in New Jersey and counties in New Jersey that have gone Democrat for decades. Passaic County, New Jersey, voted Democrat since 1988. President Trump flipped it and wasn't even that close last year. You look at towns like Fairview, Garfield, Lodi, the city of Passaic. The city of Passaic, 76% Hispanic, 8% African American, the rest Orthodox Jewish. Even Chris Christie, at the height of his popularity in 2013, did not win that city. One of the most biggest Democrat strongholds. President Trump won it by like 4 or 5 points. Historic number. All these Democrats and even places like Newark and Patterson and Hudson County, most biggest Democrat strongholds in New Jersey. Well, President Trump didn't win them, obviously. did much better than any Republican has in modern American history.
They are sick and tired of the Democrats that are currently in charge, especially in Paterson. If you talk to people that are out there, they will go on about all the things that need to change, such as increasing crime, violent crimes no less. The homelessness has gotten out of control, and the infrastructure that seems to be deteriorating over there. Everybody really wants a change, and so talking to these individuals who mainly vote, for the Democrats, once you have these conversations with them, well, why not just take a chance and vote Republican? They're more open to it. There are some areas that are a little bit more challenging to sway, but for the most part, with what I've seen out in Paterson, is that people are ready and willing for a change.
This insane and evil plot that the Democrats have had to import voters by just opening the gates to illegal aliens. That number one. I mean, I'm 66 years old, and 10 years ago, this is what turned me on to getting back into politics. I'd gotten quite cynical, but almost 11 years ago, I was in a serious car accident. I used to be a long distance runner and a great swimmer, and I used to go to the gym 2-3 days a week. I was in super shape back in 2015, but I was in a car accident where I was almost killed up in Kearney, and without getting into detail, the car responsible for the accident was a car, allegedly stolen car, and there were 3 illegal aliens, didn't speak English, didn't even have licenses in Mexico. And also the cops in Kearney didn't detain them, gave them bench warrants. But none of those guys got hurt. I got smashed to pieces. I've got 8 herniated discs in my back.
This state is unaffordable, and it's only gotten worse. It got so bad under Murphy, and it was even bad under Christie. I mean, Christie's really a Democrat, in my opinion. He did nothing good for this state, nothing. And he brought a lot of harm to this state. So I worry very, very deeply about the state of our country, and especially, the state of our affairs in our own state and what that looks like in the future.
I do feel that New Jersey's government for the past 40 or 50 years has been run by, by a group that just had their best interests in mind. And I want to see change.
I think New Jersey is ready for a change.
People want to see change in this country, and they're willing to do anything to make it a better place.
I think we're going to see some change on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, and it's going to be brilliant.